community members of Koronivia, and I must say to you that I really like the word Kabutri Drive. When I was told that I'm going to Kabutri Drive, it was an excitement, to be honest. And I would like to know why this place is being called Kabutri Drive. So that's our informal discussion later on with the community members. I also like to acknowledge the media representatives, ladies and gentlemen, namaste, bulavinaka, and a very good evening to each one of you. Now, today's discussion is an interesting one. It is on managing waste. I know each and every household, we produce a lot of waste. If you take out your rubbish bin every morning, you'll see how much waste we generate in a day, in a week, and if you keep piling up, you'll be able to weigh and find out how much waste is coming out from one household. Now, the project which waste recyclers would like to introduce in this settlement, or you can say in this community, is going to only help the community to deal with the waste. And I have seen also in various other settlements and communities, and it's a human nature that when we talk about waste, we normally look at waste as something which is not useful to us. We produce the waste, but we don't want to take responsibility for it. We tend to put the waste out on the street and we expect someone else to come and collect it. That's fine. Municipal councils are tasked with this responsibility of collecting waste and disposing waste. But municipal councils can only do that within municipal boundaries and which is funded by the ratepayers. So when you pay rates, and of course you pay for the solid waste management, that is rubbish collection, then the municipal councils go around in the area and they collect this waste, or we call it garbage or rubbish. And in some municipality, it is collected 3 times a week. In some municipality, twice a week, like Nosuri is twice a week. Twice a week for the rateable. Yes, so it is only for the rateable areas. So we're talking about ratepayers. And it's important that the municipal councils provide this service. Now, areas which are outside the town and city boundary, the community, they don't pay rates. However, the government has stepped in, and this year in the budget, the government is paying $3.7 million to help communities with their waste collection. Municipal councils are now responsible for collection of waste in extended boundary, which is not within the municipal boundary. And obviously with that money, they work it out, what would be the collection days and which type of rubbish will be collected. So this is how the municipal councils work. The government has also given $500,000, which is $500,000, for the rubbish management in maritime areas, in very remote and maritime areas. So even remote and maritime areas are also looked after by the municipal council. And these services are being delivered by the municipalities, and you'll hear more from the CEO of Nasinu and Nosuri Town Council. Today's project is an interesting one. We've heard from Amitesh that this project will be community-led. In other words, you are the partners. You are the most important person in this project. And without you, this project is not going to be successful. And it's very important that for any project, when we start a project, it's important to involve other stakeholders, right? And in this particular case, we are entering into public-private partnership. Private partnership, inclusion of private stakeholders are very important because they're going to provide you with money, with technical know-how, and they will implement the project. And obviously, with this project, the whole idea is to collect data, collect information, use this information to see how we can change the project design if we are not getting the right outcome, because the idea is to replicate this project in different community. And this is the, what we call it, the recycling hub for Koronivia. And by doing that, first you will be able to get rid of your waste in a proper way. So you've seen the structure that will be put in place, and where you can bring your waste, certain waste, and you can put it in this bin. And by doing that, one thing good, the waste recyclers will be able to use all this waste in different forms. Some people, they like to use the waste to create new products. For example, if there are broken tiles, you might have seen it. People use broken tiles to create these mosaic designs. So that's how the waste is used. Some people, they use plastic to make flowers, to make many other things. In advanced countries, they use even handbags. Old handbags, they're able to put it into a new form. Either they convert it into a shoe, sometimes they convert it into other products. So it is valuable. It's just a matter of understanding how we can convert this waste into products that can be used by us again. But can you imagine, if we continue to produce waste, where will this waste end up? That's the first question. Where will it go? Well, two places. One is the landfill or the rubbish dump. And the second one is the communities normally throw this in the drain, or they throw it over the mountain, or, they find a little gully, they just throw that. Now the worst is when you are throwing it in the drain. If you throw any rubbish in the drain, gradually your drain is, the drain is clogged up, and when there is a heavy rainfall, or when you have cyclone, and cyclone comes with extremely heavy rainfall, all this waste, they're going to clog the drain, and there's going to be overflow of the drain. When the water overflows from the drain, where will the water go? It ends up in your own home. Am I right? In some situation, it will end up in your home. And what will it do? It's going to cause more damage to your property. So again, it's extremely important that as a community, we should keep our drains clean. And with this project, at least you'll have an option to put your rubbish at the right place, which can be reused, recycled by waste recyclers. So that would be the first thing that you need to do. And when you do this, you are saving the planet. You're keeping the environment clean. If we don't keep our environment clean, it's going to affect your health. It will also affect the environment. So it's going to affect you as well as the environment. So it's better to look after the environment. So it becomes everyone's responsibility that we do the right thing, that we dispose the rubbish in the most proper way. I want to acknowledge JICA, the Japanese government for the assistance which they have been providing to municipal councils under the J-Prism 1 and 2 project. They have been helping municipal councils in data collection. From 2019 to 2020, they visited 13 municipal councils. Each council, they tried to understand the boundary. They gathered the quantity of waste that is produced by each municipality. They worked it out what kind of waste is coming to the roadside. So they did the waste characterization. They also looked at the cost of waste collection. Now, all this information is helping municipal councils to develop their master plan and also to make a decision whether how the collection services should be rolled out. We have seen in Nasinu, there was a time when the service was provided 5 days a week. Every day there was a rubbish collection schedule. But now it's only collected 3 times a week, because there is a realization that there is no need to provide that service every day, because when the garbage collectors used to go, they were not collecting so much rubbish every day. But when they do 3 times a week, there is a lot of saving. Because we all have to understand the fuel cost went up. Now the fuel cost is coming down. But for municipal councils, they still have to collect all this rubbish and take it to Namboro landfill. And that's a long distance. So the cost is extremely high. And we have, none of the municipal councils, they increased the garbage fee. And they're still trying to sustain that. So I want to acknowledge the JICA for its contribution. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I also would like to thank Waste Recyclers Fiji Limited. They have been instrumental in recycling, and we have seen them motivating the community. And you know, the fact that the office is in Koronivia, and you've heard the story, they decided that why not set up a Koronivia recycling hub. So I want all of you to put your hand together for the 2 gentlemen, and of course IUCN for assisting. So let's do that. And as I mentioned earlier on, if this pilot project is successful, we'll be able to replicate this in other communities. So it's important that we all work hand in hand and ensure that this project is successful. And as I mentioned, Waste Recyclers, it's a company that existed in Fiji for a very long time. Even the time when I used to work for the Department of Environment, and even today the company is still there, right? So it shows the passion they have for environment, and it's a good area to be in, since innovative thinking is required to manage waste and to encourage our communities to be partners in recycling. And we can see today, all of you are here, there's going to be a lot of discussion in this area, and we hope that we'll be able to roll out this project with your cooperation and with your assistance, so that when we come to Kabutri Drive, the place is always clean because of this service. So with this word, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming here this evening. And I also thank IUCN for their collaboration. And I must thank once again the Waste Recyclers Fiji Limited for this new initiative they want to roll out for Koronivia. Any company, they take it upon themselves to contribute to the community through their corporate social responsibility, and I can see this happening here in Koronivia. So thank you very much, Inaka.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honourable Minister, for your kind words and words of encouragement to the members of Kabutri Drive and the address that you have just